Well, in case you all haven't heard, apparently LG about a couple of days ago announced that they're no longer gonna make Blu-ray players. Now, mind you, I'm the type of person, I buy VHS, DVD, as well as Blu-ray. I don't buy 4K unless I absolutely have to get a Blu-ray of something. Because 4K to me was such an obnoxious thing. It's one of those things like the Laserdisc or like, I don't know, the HD DVD, that there was a weird niche of asshats who claimed it was the pinnacle of technology once upon a time and begged you to buy into how smart they were, how big their heads were. I have a big head. They have a bigger head because of just nonsense. Just fucking incest of the edge of technology is what it really feels like most of the time. But anyway, I never bought into 4K, never bought into Laserdisc. When I was younger, I didn't even know what it was. I just thought VHS was the end-all be-all before DVD came around in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, so I was always in the general mainstream ballpark of these things. I still think 4K will eventually flop. We all know the DVDs cap off the market on how much money it makes, and that makes sense. I'm assuming LG is in the 4K market, just like a lot of companies. But if I'm reading the room right, according to what I saw a little bit on Reddit when I was reading about this since, well, today, even though it was announced a couple of days ago, apparently Panasonic, I think is the company, are the final ones making Blu-ray players. Maybe Sony, I don't really know. Now, on the one end, I want to panic. On the other end, you know, most modern-day video game consoles, which how long are we going to go get those? Are we going to get PS6s? Are we going to get an Xbox 5? How is all that going to work? I don't think we will, to be honest with you. So I don't know about the physical consoles anymore from Sony and Microsoft. Maybe there will be a new one that comes up on the edge. Remember Atari tried to come back and that didn't happen. They've been saying it was going to happen, but I don't think it ever happened. As much as those consoles are shitty nowadays, they at least come with a Blu-ray player, and I think maybe a 4K player, but specifically at least a Blu-ray slash DVD player. You can buy Blu-ray DVD combo players, which I have at my grandfather's house for him. And that's cool. I like those things. I love a good Blu-ray. For movies that are bigger budget, like Man of Steel or a Star Wars movie, at least the old ones, you know, not the Disney bullshit. You know, it's great for things like that. But I don't mind watching movies that are hard to find on VHS tape if I can get them for that instead, because a lot of them didn't make it to DVD. A lot of the things I watch from horror never made it to DVD or Blu-ray or any of that shit, and I'm not going to boutique to pay extra money for those. But this announcement from LG, to me, is more showing the physical media community, people like myself who buy movies, buy shows, whatever, and games physically too. Old and new. Not so much new, but like, you know, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, I just bought my first PS5 game. I don't even have a PS5. It was Silent Hill 2 out of excitement, you know? But this makes me even more sad for physical media. As a collector, as a fan, as somebody who has collected his whole life physical media, it makes me sad because I love physical media, and I think it matters more than people realize. I know the mainstream normie audiences just couldn't care less. Streaming is cheaper for them, whether it be for games, whether it be for movies and Netflix and all that shit. I understand where they're coming from, and yeah, the market is going to move to where the mainstream and normies want it to go, typically. But this announcement from LG just proves my point. Physical media is dying, no matter how many normal weirdos, how many crazy weirdos is what I actually meant, out there on YouTube try to tell you that it's not, that it's going into the niche market and that's why the prices are increasing. Yeah, you're right, but that's not a fucking good thing for all of us who like to collect this stuff. That's not a good thing at all, because the scalping will begin to get worse and more common, more than likely. As you can see, looking at eBay, looking years ago when PS5 and Xbox Series consoles came out and how they would buy the shit for, what, 500 bucks? And then get on eBay and shit and try to charge you like 800 bucks for it, up to 1,000 bucks, sometimes beyond that. It's not a good thing for anybody in the market, and physical media collectors coping and buying boutique labels and shit are causing more issues, I think, but that's a whole nother discussion. That's a whole nother video idea. But for right now, with LG doing this, what a shitty thing to do, man. I mean, I understand them. If they're not getting enough of them sold, why continue to make them? It makes sense, you know? But I'm also bummed about it because I don't want to make the move to 4K. I don't plan on going to 4K anytime soon. I don't want to have to buy a TV, a player, and 4Ks, which are fucking insanely priced at this point for shitty movies that come out nowadays. And I'm not going to rebuy old movies that I don't need new copies of on 4K because a Blu-ray or a Blu-ray UHD, if you have the 4K setup, they look great. They look amazing. Have you ever seen Halloween on Blu-ray? It looks excellent, especially from the Shout Factory, Scream Factory packs back in the day from a couple of years ago. The original couple of Halloween movies, up to 3, look excellent on Blu-ray. All the details I never got to see on the VHS tapes and DVD copies I had growing up shocked me, and it's the only way I'll watch the movie now, these newer versions on Blu-ray. But I don't need something like, again, Man of Steel, Star Wars movies on 4K. I just don't need that because the technology they use to make a lot of those newer ones were so new that I don't need another Batman Ben Affleck dimple on the fucking screen. I don't need to see the caverns of that shit. You know, no one wants that. No one cares about that for newer movies that most people don't even watch, you know? So I get LG's decision on this. It just sucks. It sucks. It proves the point about how much the world is changing, how much media, physical and digital, are changing over time, and I'm sad about it. So anyway, LG is changing everything up just like everybody else is. To go along with this rumor about Walmart possibly stopping physical media by 2025 or in 2025 or even the end of 2025 potentially, if that rumor happens to be true, you know that the people like myself who have said, yeah, physical media is dead. It's not just dying, it's dead. That's sad, man. I think that it's very clear at that point that it's true if that rumor for Walmart ends up coming true, which why wouldn't it? Between what Target's done of getting rid of all their physical media movies and stuff, replacing it with fucking book talk books and records for like 40 bucks a piece. Who's buying that shit? The paperbacks at Target are like 30 bucks, dude. That's like the general book talk premise of pricing at this point. It's insane. It's insane for paperbacks, man. Hardcovers when I was in school were like $35. And if you went to Barnes & Noble week of the first sale, you could get them for like $27, which was crazy. Anyway, I'm pissed off about it. I'm bummed, but I am not surprised once again. What do you think about Blu-ray? Do you think it's better than 4K or just as capable as 4K? I don't think anybody's saying it's better, obviously, but I'm just not impressed enough to ever make that jump. I'm just not. I don't think it's worth it for what I watch and what I like and what I already own and play and whatever, you know? So what do you think about all that? Would you ever make the jump to 4K? Do you ever think it's even going to be worth it? Or do you think it's going to die out? I think out of all of the current day, still getting physical releases in stores like DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K, I think 4K is going to be the first one to go. I really do, because of how much it costs, how bad the economy currently is. And number 3, also, the fact that I just don't think people care about it as much as the collectors on YouTube might make you think they do. And frankly, I don't think many of them would buy into the 4K craze if they had not had all of this shit sent to them in the mail from these companies. That's a firm belief I have. But anyway, Blu-ray and DVD I think will kind of reign supreme over top of 4K no matter what anybody says. I don't think 8K will ever happen, or whatever the next step up should be according to the tech weirdos out there. I don't think that'll ever happen. I just don't. I don't see it ever happening. I think we've hit the peak of what technology really mattered when it came to game graphics, when it came to movie CGI, anything like that. So now you have to make up for all of those things that have already hit the level of perfection that they could possibly hit most of the time. Not always, but most of the time, with a good story, good writing, good characters, good soundtracks. So maybe the pendulum, whatever it is swinging back the opposite direction at this point, so that we can all have a good movie or a good show or anything like that. So anyway, what do you think about the LG thing? Are you going to switch to 4K at any point if we are all kind of forced into that in the market? I don't think I will. I think I'll just keep buying shit offline that's old as long as I can get it for a decent price. I mean, I mostly have everything that I want at this point. I just buy kind of things here and there, like old cartoon shows I grew up on, but just kind of stuff that I can't find in a full series collection, you know, because a lot of stuff like Bobby's World, for example, there was never a full series collection of that. So, anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. Sorry for such a rambly video, but I feel like that can be kind of fun for this type of content, I guess, when I make it. Anyway, what kind of topic would you like me to discuss next? If you have any news, put it down in the comments section too. Thank you all for watching, guys. Again, God bless you all. Catch you later. Merry Christmas, and goodbye.